Okay. All right. I'd like to go ahead and welcome everybody. Hello and welcome to the Florida Outreach Center for the Blind's monthly workshop. For those who are not aware of who I am, my name is Jason Goldfield. I am the assistive technology instructor here at the Florida Outreach Center. And we are all here today to learn a little bit about YouTube and exactly what it is. And we're only going to be able to touch on a little bit of YouTube in certain aspects because there are so many different aspects of the YouTube platform and how you can access it and the different types of things and how you can access it and whatnot. Before we do that, if everybody isn't muted already, Dixie, are you there?
Yes.
All right, could you make sure that everybody is muted except for you and me, please? And the reason we do that is because for background noise. Don't worry, folks. We will have time for questions and answers, and we are definitely going to go over how we're going to facilitate that when the time does come up. So it looks like everybody is muted, right? Yep. Okay. Dixie, as new people come in, if you could just make sure they're muted as well, please. Thanks. Dixie Theory is our moderator for today. So she'll be helping me making sure our meeting runs as smooth as it possibly can. So, first of all, what exactly is YouTube for those who are not aware? YouTube is a video watching streaming service. Okay, so you can watch YouTube and its content, and that's the word they like to use, content, in many different platforms. You can view it on your Windows
I can't even
computer.
imagine the type of money I'd be having if I had more money.
Could you mute whoever that is?
Join the meeting.
I should have been done put some.
They muted? Okay, thanks. Okay. You can view YouTube content on your Windows computer, Mac computer, your iOS device, which includes iPhones and iPads and iPod Touch. You can also view YouTube on your Android devices as well. And if you happen to have an Android tablet or Android TV, you can watch it on there as well. And if you have any of the Google Home video products, like the Google Home video line of products, you can watch them directly on it as well. And as YouTube does
join the meeting,
as YouTube does evolve, it's also becoming readily available on many other devices as well, such as the Amazon Fire tablets, Amazon Fire TV. For those who have Comcast, the X1 platform, which we learned quite a bit about last month, the X1 streaming box, you can watch it on there as well as many, many other devices as well. The list just kind of goes on and on and on. So it's not really restricted to the to your computer, which is really where it all got started. So there's many different types of content on YouTube. You can watch a video essentially on any type of topic you wish. Okay, if you think about a topic, just anything, your imagination just can go wild.
Join the meeting.
Your imagination can just go wild, and boom, there's a video. You know, it used to be where they would say, oh, the cute cat videos are on YouTube. Well, they certainly are there. But you can watch anywhere from short 30-second videos all the way up to full documentaries, up to full-length movies. And YouTube has kind of gone over the years just above little short videos. They've gone to what they've called original content. And original content is professionally made videos or professionally made content. And the people that create this content are commonly called content creators. It kind of just all comes together. Now, above that, not only can you watch videos, you can also stream full-length movies available for sale and for rent. So YouTube has quickly got into the market of streaming because they realize that they have to kind of get on board with like the other streaming services such as Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime Video, and there's just so many more out there. And also within the last year or so, they've gotten into YouTube TV, which is a totally separate package. And that's actually where, instead of having a traditional cable box where you would have a subscription to a cable TV service, you can subscribe to YouTube TV. And that's something that unfortunately we won't be able to go into today, but just to kind of throw it out there as far as that goes. Now, we are going to attempt to watch some videos today, and we're going to do this through a method here on Zoom called screen sharing. And for those who are not familiar with what screen sharing is, it allows me to take my computer screen both visually and audibly and share it with the rest of you all listening out there right now. Now, I want to apologize in advance for those who are calling in by telephone, okay? For those who have dialed in with their phone numbers, you will not be able to view the content, but you'll definitely be able to hear the content. And for some of us,
Join the meeting.
And for some of us, actually, that's actually okay for people like myself who have no sight. Now, today, I'm going to be showing you how to navigate a little bit of the YouTube website, which is, of course, www.youtube.com. Now, I use YouTube quite a bit myself to watch videos of personal choice. However, I'd have to say about 95% of it I actually do on my telephone, on my iPhone. So I actually don't use the website portion of it a lot myself, but the reason I'm doing it today is just to make it easier and to have it work better with the Zoom platform. So we should be able to watch some very entertaining videos together, at least parts of them. We're going to pull up a couple different types of content. And then also I want to talk about a little bit later on about how you, meaning everybody out there, can actually make and create your own YouTube videos. So yes, you can be a movie director, a film star, and make and be shown on your own YouTube videos. And once you do that, you create what they call as a channel. So you would have your very own personal YouTube channel. And yes, I actually do have a YouTube channel. Now, admittedly, my videos are very poor quality. I only literally have a few, and I've only done it literally once or twice. So anyway, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and start our screen share. And not only should you be able to hear my audio, and for those who are on the Zoom platform who could see a little bit, you should be able to see the video, hopefully, if we bring it in correctly. But you're also going to hear my JAWS, because I do use JAWS as a screen reader. So I'm going to start that process. So bear with me for just one moment.
Me again.
We're actually I'm going to go ahead and start the screen share. So
Join the meeting.
For one moment.
Select the window or an application that you want to share. Basic tab check selected. Sharing list box. Click arrow key to navigate the list semicolon with the default value selected. Screen list box screen. Share your entire screen. Share computer sound checkbox not checked. Space checked.
Okay.
Optimize screen sharing for video clip checkbox not checked. Share screen button. Optimize screen sharing for video clip checkbox not checked. Space check. Share screen button enter. Zoom meeting. Participants button drop down. Meeting controls.
Okay. So now.
Join the meeting.
So now, the screen share says it has started, and Dixie, you should be the only one who
People
can
enter the waiting room.
respond to this.
View button.
You can hear that, right?
Good.
Yeah, that came out good. Okay, very good. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and switch to
Meeting controls. Left parent 200 Zoom. JAWS home meeting control. Left parent 288 right parent YouTube dash.
Okay.
Escape virtual PC.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and make this a little bit bigger.
Alt space context menu. X leaving menus. Banner regions. Escape virtual PC cursor.
Okay. So I have pulled up previously the youtube.com website in my Google browser. I have maximized the screen. And once we actually play a video, I should be able to make the screen a little bit bigger for those who are able to see. And hopefully the Zoom window doesn't impede that. So I've only done the screen sharing once or twice, to be quite honest. So I'm not a total pro at this, but I figured we're definitely going to give it a shot. So there's many different ways that we can search for a video, but we're going to jump right into it. And we're going to just do a search. Now, before we search, I wanted to also let you know, when you watch YouTube videos, you can watch them in one or two different ways. If you just go to youtube.com and search for a video, which you most certainly are able to do, or download the YouTube app on an iOS device, the YouTube app on the Google Play Store, or any other streaming device that you may have, and you just log in or come on there as a basic user, you're going to have to be faced with watching ads. Ads are going to come up on screen, and also you may have to watch short commercials before and during your video. However, I have what they call is a YouTube Premium account, which I choose to pay for because I watch a lot of YouTube, and I just found the advertisement to get really in the way. So I signed up, oh gosh, a long time ago, and I actually pay, I think it's $12.99 a month, but I heard it actually has gone up more if people sign up as a new subscriber. They always give you like a trial basis, but just keep in mind, you don't have to pay for that if you don't want to, if you don't mind being faced with the ads. So we're going to watch everything ad-free and interruption-free today, which will be good. So just keep that in mind. So we're going to search for some videos here. And since we're doing this on behalf of Florida Outreach Center for the Blind, that's what we're going to search for first. And we're going to do a bunch of different things today. So this should be kind of fun.
Left parent 200.
So I'm going to go into my search box. That's probably the easiest and the best way to do that. And I'm using JAWS. So for those who are on Windows using JAWS, I just hit my letter E.
Search edit.
And it says search edit. You should be able to hear that. Sorry if it's a little fast.
Enter.
and I'm in a search box. So now I can type in exactly what I'm looking for. So I'm going to type in Florida Outreach Center for the Blind, and we're going to kind of see what comes up. I previously looked this up, and there's a few videos that we can watch. So I'm going to type that in.
FLORIDA space OUTREACA space CENTER space FR space EAD space BLID.
Now I'm going to press enter.
Enter. Left parent 288, right parent Florida Outreach Center for the Blind.
Okay, and I'm going to stop that for a second. Now, in any case, when you're using JAWS, you know, it's always a good idea to use the available hotkeys. And for those who are not familiar with what those are, I apologize. That's just a whole other subject that maybe we can have a future workshop on, is talking about JAWS. So if I talk a lot about JAWS here and you're not a JAWS person, just kind of bear with me here and we'll get to the good stuff. So I'm going to get straight to our results. Now, in Google, or I'm sorry, in YouTube, which by the way is owned by Google now, used to be its own company, but Google bought them up quite a while ago, going back a couple years. You can actually search by heading, and each heading is a separate video. So I'm going to go and I'm going to jump right to the first video result that comes up by typing in our search result.
Bill App, Florida Outreach Center for the Blind, the Cooking Without Looking TV show podcast by Renee Redmeister 8 months ago, 22 minutes, no views, heading level 3 link.
Okay, so it took me right to my first result, which is Bill Lapp, the Cooking Without Looking podcast TV show, and it gave a date on how long ago the video was posted. It gives an approximate time. It was 8 months ago, and I think it says 22 minutes. Now, don't worry, we're not going to watch 22 minutes of any one video. We just don't have that type of time. So I'm going to go ahead and press enter on this, and I'm going to try and make the screen a little bit bigger just so you guys can kind of get an idea. So bear with me here.
Enter. Bill App, Florida Outreach Center for the Blind.
I graduated from high school and I didn't go any further.
Guide
I
toggle
went
but
and
skip navigate
started
search button
working
create a
in
video
my
YouTube
dad's
apps button
garage.
notification account profile pause left parent K next left
Worked
parent
there
shift plus
for-
N mute left parent M right parent button left parent 2 pause left parent K right
Good
parent button.
afternoon, and welcome to a home vlog.
That's not what I wanted.
It's a home vlog.
Window
Yeah.
left arrow.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go out for a little bit.
Back.
Actually,
I
that went to the
graduated
wrong
from high
video.
school and I didn't go any further.
There we
I
go.
went and
Sorry about
started
that.
working in my dad's garage and worked
Pause
there
left
for a
parent K
few
right parent
years
button
and that.
space left parent
we're gonna
288 right
pause that
parent Bill
for a
App
second.
Florida Outreach Center for the Blind.
Sorry about that. It was playing another video. I wonder what that was all
Next
about.
left parent mute left parent M right subtitles slash settings button mini player left theater mode left full screen left parent F
I'm
right
gonna
parent
put
button
this on
space
full
alert press escape to
screen.
exit full screen left
So
parent
that should make it
288
a
right
little bit bigger. Hopefully.
B. Seek slider left right slider 1 minute. Banner region but notifications link YouTube apps but create a video or post search button skip navigate guide toggle wrapping to bottom wrapping skip
And we're
navigation
gonna try
button
and replay
search
that.
button create a video YouTube apps button notification account profile play left parent K right parent button
Play. There we go.
space main region
And
complete
we sold the business and I went and joined the Merchant Marines. And that was, you know, not too many people do that are visually impaired. So I did that for a few years, and down the road I got back home and we were hanging out at a bar one night and some people said, "Hey, what do you think? You want to walk the Appalachian Trail?" I said, "Yeah, I'll do it." So back in 1976, me and a friend of mine walked some of the Appalachian Trail. We walked from Pennsylvania, Indian Head, Pennsylvania, to Springer Mountain, Georgia, which that was about 3 months worth.
Wow. What an adventurer you are.
Oh yeah, we ain't many things I ain't ever tried to do anyway. I've hitchhiked across the whole country, back and forth.
next left pause left parent space play
All
left
right,
parent
that's
K
enough
right
about Bill Lapp. And for those who aren't familiar with who Bill Lapp is, Bill is actually Carolyn Lapp, who's the director here at the Florida Outreach Center. That is her husband. So And sorry about the video kind of playing right in the middle. What happened was I must have started the video and it kind of picked back up to where I was originally. So that's the reason it didn't come back. So, and again, and you can play the whole video of this whole, you can play the whole content of this entire video at your own leisure. So we're going to go back. I'm going to go back again.
Back. Left parent 288 right action menu button. Florida Outreach Center Executive Director by Denise Marshall 10 years ago 1 minute 39 seconds 142 views visited heading level 3.
Okay. And here's another video on the Florida Outreach Center. And we're going to play this and see what this is all about.
Enter. Florida Outreach Center Executive Director by Denise Marshall 10 years.
I'm the Executive Director of the Florida Outreach Center for the Blind, which is a training facility for visually impaired and blind individuals. In 2006, I met Denise Marshall, who was kind enough to come to our center and teach me and our instructors about the different equipment adapted for the blind, like the PackMate, the Braille Sense, and the Braille Note, so that we could teach our students and they could use these items on the job.
Guide toggle but skip nav search but create a video or YouTube apps button notification account profile left parent next left parent mute left parent subtitles left settings button menu player left theater mode left parent key right parent button.
Denise is
Space.
going to show me how to use the Victor Stream.
Sorry, we're trying to make that a little bit bigger.
This little gadget will come in very handy for me to use in my classes. So I'm going back to college to get my degree in education, and I can download my books onto the Victor Stream. I can record my classes with it, and a few other things, and it fits right in my pocket. Also, this will come in handy because I can teach it to the students at the center so that they can use it in their classes and on their job and in meetings or whatever they go to also.
Okay. And that video was taken, that was Carolyn Lapp, who's also here on this call, and she's listening in as well.
Left
So,
parent 288
This morning,
right parent
Tropical
Florida Outreach.
Storm Marco bringing heavy rains,
Back.
flood.
well, we didn't want that. Sorry about that.
I'm the executive director.
Hang on, we'll
of the
cut that
Florida-
off.
Back.
There we go.
Left parent.
There we go. I think I have this set on what they call autoplay, so which means it continuously plays one video right after another. Those are various settings that you can make in your YouTube account, whether you have a free account or a paid account or whatnot. Just kind of, makes things a little bit easier for you. So, not to mean to put Carol on the spot, she might even, I wonder if she even remembered that video that was ever made. So, so we're gonna kind of go back a little bit. We're gonna see if we can find just maybe one more video on Florida Outreach Center.
Link channel /UC4STAKXJN Big FD back.
And let's see.
Link Florida Outreach Center Poutine Banquet Airline furloughs are here. Am I losing my job? Left parent.
And actually not. That is all that I could find at the current moment. And that's okay, because that will actually give us a chance to kind of change our content a little bit and talk about some other types of videos that you can watch as well. Now, as I mentioned, I am a YouTube Premium member, okay? So not only do I get to watch my videos or my content ad-free, I also have a chance to create what they call subscriptions. So every time I click on a video of some type from a certain creator, okay, and that creator has their own channel, there is an opportunity that I have called subscribe. And actually, I'm hearing an echo. Okay, now it's gone. I'm sorry. I have an opportunity to subscribe to that channel. So not only is it going to play me videos from that creator, it's going to show me videos that are similar in nature as well from other creators. So now, just to kind of let you know a little bit about some of the stuff that I like to watch, I like to watch myself personally, people doing food reviews. I like to watch videos about airline pilots and airline flight attendants flying, and things of that nature. So I have a whole list here of subscriptions and videos that I'm subscribed to that actually are based on those type of results. So I'm just going to kind of go through really quick some of the videos that I subscribe to, just to kind of give you an idea of my taste. Now, of course, everybody's taste is very, very different. And, you know, some people may like it. Some people may go, forget it. You know, those type of things.
Left parent 288, right parent YouTube.
So I'm just going to go through the headings.
Poutine, banquet burger and ADR, pepper vertical bar, airline furloughs are, this scammer wants me to send $, social security scam supporting survivors during COVID-19, ICU by national network to end domestic violence, how test track works, vertical bar, Disney's fastest ride by amusement labs 1 day ago, 9.
Okay, that might be a good video to watch a few seconds of. I'm also into amusement park rides and theme park rides. I'm going to pull up this video for a second and play just a few minutes of it. This is a video from one of the channels that I subscribe to on the ride Test Track, which is at Epcot at Walt Disney World in Orlando. So, and this is going to talk a few minutes. We're not going to obviously watch the whole thing, but it's going to talk, it should talk a little bit about how Test Track was created. And by the way, if you guys are into thrill rides, if you ever have an opportunity to go to Epcot, I highly recommend this ride. It's an awesome ride. So with further ado, we'll watch a little bit about Test Track.
Enter main region, how Test Track works, vertical bar.
One of history's greatest dreamers was Walt Disney, whose vivid imagination helped him to become the leading pioneer and innovator in the world of show business. Still, he looked far beyond his lifetime to the creation of a showplace that could point the way to exciting and achievable new directions in future living. He called his dream Epcot, experimental prototype community of tomorrow.
Opening in 1982 as an educational showcase of world culture and progress, Epcot aimed to provide a world-class experience and honor the original mission of the park, proposed by Walt Disney himself. However, in the mid-1990s, Epcot found itself in somewhat of an identity crisis, as guests began to thin out due to the more forgettable offerings of the park, a situation Epcot now finds itself in again, not 3 decades later. To combat this reality, Imagineers were put to the task of moving the park's experience philosophy from education to more thrilling attractions aimed to inspire. While Disney was able to spruce up some attractions, none have been quite as distinguished as Test Track. This video is extremely spoiler heavy, so if you've yet to ride, consider this your warning. Today we'll take an in-depth look into one of the most requested rides at Epcot, Test Track. We'll take a look at its challenging history, turn on the house lights and pop the hood to show you how this ride raced to the top as the fastest Disney ride. So sit back, relax, because this is how Test Track works. Construction for the first version of Test Track actually began before World of Motion, the ride that Test Track replaced, closed in 1996. With the construction of the outside section of the ride's track and later exterior work just after, the ride's equipment was installed over the next year. Initially, Disney intended to open Test Track as part of the revitalization of the park in 1997. But that opening year quickly came and went when the ride hit numerous issues in development. Being far too complex and ambitious for their manufacturer-provided software and firmware, only a hard limit of 8 vehicles were able to be operated at once. This was obviously not sufficient for Disney standards. Instead, Disney opted to decentralize the operations and create their own ride operations software and firmware for the operations computer, and also for items as basic as the motor drivers. Test Track finally did open much later on December 19th, 1998, to astound.
Okay, and of course...
Left parent 288, right parent, all hamburgers, restaurants, amusement parks.
Oh. Okay, and of course, with that being said, I mean, that video can just go on and on and on and on and on. And of course, you can search for that same video and you can watch that in its entirety. I know we just barely began to watch it. Some of you might be like, come on, let's move on. Some of you are probably like, hey, play more of that. So I'm just trying to give you an idea of exactly some of the type of videos that you can search for and some of the type of videos that I subscribe to. And by the way, there's a term that I would like to mention as well. Any list of videos that I have in my subscription list is actually called a feed, F-E-E-D. So it's a list of videos or a feed list of type of videos that I enjoy watching. And every time I load YouTube, whether I load it on my computer or whether I load it on my computer here or on my phone or wherever I happen to be watching YouTube, since I have an account, it always alternates through and cycles through the different types of videos. So I never get to see the same video twice. Now, to kind of show you a little bit more obscure type of video, as I mentioned before, I have a couple of times in my life have created my own YouTube videos. And one would think that in order to create a YouTube video, you need some type of specialized video equipment. And actually, that's not true at all. All you need is a basic camera on a basic smartphone or smart device, whether that be on an iPhone or Android phone, whether that be on an iPad or an Android tablet of some kind, or anything else that basically can record. You don't need to go out and invest into a expensive video camera. You don't need to go out and buy specialized equipment. Sure, if you want to make professional quality looking videos and, you know, go forward with that, of course you can. And that's what most creators have done. But just if you're doing it as an amateur, such as me, all I used was my iPhone. Now I'm going to type in my name here in the search box.
Search edit combo, Florida, enter, banner, read, end.
First I'm going to get rid of what's in there.
L, blank.
I'm going to type in my name.
J-A-S-O-N, space.
Jason Goldfield.
O-L-D-F-I-E-D. Enter.
And we're going to search.
Left parent 280, link channels, Shamrock 300, Rick attempts to drink Goldfield, Nevada Cake, Big Gold Nuggets, Abandoned Mine, Goldfield Hotel Pair, Goldfield 1950, the truth about the old cars built related to yours, where can I find gold, a mysterious ghost, GPZ7, JCB live app, gold prospecting for you, heading level 2, Poutine, Bank, America's highest city, left parent.
And hang on.
Left parent 288, right parent, Jason Goldfield, dash Shamrock 304, and link Shamrock 3, wrapping to bottom, gold prospecting with Jason on the claim, March 20th, Adola dash clearance, gold detecting with Jason Aldian and Laura, best vlog yet, small dash scale, Friday the 13th, gold prospecting at Juliet Company Acoustic at Goldfield.
These are not my videos, 5 years ago.
The red jumpsuit apparatus dash year 1963. The Crocker special thanks for the inspiration. The Ghouls by Gravit Dip by Devin Doss Cornflake riding at Lewis Creek track, New Zealand bike. Left parent 288 search edit combo, Jason Goldfield.
It's not showing my video that I really wanted to show. And what it was taken at the South Florida Fair back, oh my gosh, it's going to be about, I'm going to say about 4, maybe 5 years ago.
Virtual PC Shamrock 304. Rick attempts Goldfield, Nevada KVVU, Big Gold, Abandoned Mine, Goldfield Hotel, Goldfield Ashes 2012. Left parent 280.
Let's see. I'm going to search for it this way.
Search edit, enter, toggle button, search filter.
Jason.
J-A-S-N space G-O-L-E-L-D space A-T-A-E-S-O-U-T space F-O-D-A space F-A-I-R. Enter.
You know, I tried to test this stuff out before we actually did this. And, of course, some of this goes really well and some of it doesn't. But that's technology. You just kind of roll with it.
Camel Burger at South Florida Fair by Jason Gold, taking on the Philly cheesesteak on the Krispy Kreme donut by Jason Goldfield 5 years ago. 2 minutes.
There we go. That's the video I'm looking for. And just to let you know, this wasn't one of my finer moments, but to show you what you can just do with an iPhone, this is what you can do. And I had my wife with me, Wanda, who, of course, had to throw in her commentary as we watched the video.
Enter. Taking on the Philly cheesesteak.
And peppers and onions. Should open it up. Look, yes, you can. There you go. Let's get a. All right. So.
Now you're gonna put it on the paper.
I gotta take a bite of this on video.
Okay, I got it video.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna go in for a bite of this. Now, we'll see how this is firsthand. Ready?
Crazy.
Wow. Oh, gotta get one more bite. That's really something. Hold on. Wow. Okay.
What's it taste like?
Well, taste the steak. Maybe a little bit of onions. Don't really taste any cheese yet. But, hold on, I'm going to go for one more bite on this.
Yeah, it's already breaking apart.
Nah, that's all right. Wow. It's very interesting. Put a little crunch there, something. Don't know what that crunch is from. Just had a little bit of. But it's pretty good.
Okay, I'm done.
1,300 calories.
I'm done?
Mm-hmm.
Back. Left parent. Visited heading.
Yes, you heard right. I consumed a 1,300 calorie sandwich. 1,300 calorie sandwich. Which, by the way, is not recommended by the American Heart Association. So, I mean, that's, that was my little attempt at taking a video and creating my own content. So, with that being said, and hopefully those who could see, I'm sure y'all got quite a little bit of a laugh out of it. And that's okay. I wasn't out there to make anything professional. But now what I want to show you, I want to kind of switch gears once again. And since we were talking about food, okay, and food's also a near and dear subject to a lot of us, I'm sure.
Wrapping the top, search edit combo, Jason enter, banner region, search
We're going to search for some videos on some recipes, okay? And let's see. We're going to search for how to make homemade apple pie. How's that sound? And for those who don't like apple pie, I'm sorry to hear that, but bear with us. So I'm going to type in recipe
C-I-P-E space F-O-R space
homemade
H-O-M-A
oops
A-M-O-H
I can spell right.
HOME space MADE space
Apple
PELE space EIE.
pie.
Enter.
And I
Left
am
parent
probably
208.
going to get like a ton of results. And don't worry, we're not going to go through them all. We're just going to watch a few seconds, maybe 1 or 2 at the very most.
The only apple pie recipe you'll need by Natasha's Kitchen 10 months ago, 8 minutes, 38 seconds, 1,632,790 views, heading level 3 link.
Okay, so we're going to watch this first video that popped up in 1 second, and I have no idea what it's like. And it tells us the title of the video. It told us when it was posted, which was about 8 months ago, and how many views. And that's really important to a content creator, by the way. Whenever you create content, you want people to view your video. And every time someone views it, which is exactly what we've been doing all along, is viewing videos, that number goes up and up and up. And I want to talk about, shortly after we get done with this segment, about how some people, based on views of videos, how they actually make money off of YouTube, and how you can do the same thing. So, but we'll talk about that in a few minutes. So we're going to pull up this apple pie recipe from Natasha's Kitchen.
Enter. The only apple pie recipe you'll need by Natasha's
Hey everyone,
Kitchen.
it's Natasha of Natasha'sKitchen.com, and today I'm going to teach you how to make what is probably the most iconic pie of all time. It is a homemade apple pie. This one is loaded with apples. Now the process is a little different and it'll surprise you, but you're going to love the results. So let's get started. We'll start with the sauce for the filling. Place a medium saucepan over medium heat and melt in 8 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Stir in 3 tablespoons of flour and let that simmer for about a minute, whisking constantly. Next, whisk in 1/4 cup of water and 1 cup of sugar. Bring that to a boil, then reduce the heat and continue simmering for about 3 minutes, stirring occasionally. This sauce is the secret ingredient. It literally takes less than 5 minutes but will transform your pie. When it's done, it'll have a light caramel sauce consistency. Take it off the heat and let it cool while you prep your apples. You'll need 6 to 7 Granny Smith apples, or you can use your favorite tart crisp apple. All of the apples together weighed 2 1/4 pounds. Peel all of your apples, then cut them in half and remove the cores. To remove the cores, you can either use a small paring knife or an apple coring tool, or you can use a melon baller like this one, and I'll leave a link to this in the notes. Once the apples are all peeled and cored, thinly slice them. You should get about 7 cups of thinly sliced apples. Transfer the apples to a large mixing bowl and sprinkle the top with 1 1/2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. Stir to evenly coat the apples with cinnamon. Next, add all of that sauce that you made earlier and make sure you get every last drop. Stir in the sauce to coat the apples, and I'm telling you, it's so worth it to spend the extra 5 minutes to make this sauce for the most incredible apple pie filling. I'm using our favorite homemade, easy, all butter pie crust that I've been chilling in the refrigerator. This pie crust is incredible, and I will leave a link to the video tutorial in the notes. Sprinkle your work surface generously with flour and roll out your first pie crust. Roll that first crust to about a 12-inch diameter circle. If you find the dough is sticking to your rolling pin, sprinkle on just a little more flour. The easiest way to transfer this into the pie pan is to wrap it around your rolling pin gently and use a food scraper to loosen the dough in case it gets stuck to the surface. Now simply unwrap it into a clean pie plate. Mold that gently into the plate and you should have a little bit of dough hanging over the edges. Add all of the apple mixture, mounding it slightly in the center. And be careful not to get the filling on the edges of the dough, which will make it difficult to seal. Set that aside, then roll the second crust on a floured surface, but this time just to about an 11-inch round circle. I found that if you push the edges in like this, it'll roll into a much more even circle, which is important because we're going to be making strips out of this for the lattice topping. Also, if you're curious, this is called a French rolling pin, oui, and it is my favorite. I will leave a link to this in the notes.
Windows left arrow.
Using your favorite pizza cutter.
Back.
Now,
left parent 288 right.
The reason why I stopped that video is because A, we don't want to watch one video that's way too long, and B, I want to keep you guys in suspense on how the pie came out. So, if you really want to see how her pie came out, you're going to have to watch that whole video yourself. Actually, it wasn't really that long. It was only like 8 minutes and some change, so really not that long. So, now if that doesn't make you want to go have a homemade apple pie, at least from the part that we saw, I don't know what will. So, we're going to search for one more apple pie recipe and watch just a few minutes of that.
Apple pie recipe from scratch how to make quick and easy apple pie recipe by cooking with Tovia 4 years. The best apple pie recipe by Preppy Kitchen 11 months ago, 17 minutes, 680,694 views, heading level 3 link.
Okay, we're going to watch this one. And let's see, I didn't quite catch that. I'm going to read that again. Sorry if my JAWS is too fast for you JAWS users.
Heading level 3 link. The best apple pie recipe by Preppy Kitchen 11 months ago, 17 minutes, 680,694 views.
Okay, so this was done 11 months ago, and so almost a year ago by Preppy Kitchen is the name of the channel, and it has over 680,000 views, so that's pretty good. So we'll watch just a few minutes and see how this apple pie recipe looks.
Enter the best apple pie recipe by.
Hey everyone, you're watching Preppy Kitchen, where I, John Cannell, teach you how to make delicious home-cooked dishes to share with your friends and family. Today, we're making this insanely indulgent apple pie. The perfect balance of sweetness and acidity. It like bursts in your mouth, and you're just like, oh my gosh, what's happening? I'm in love, thank you. This is the best thing ever, so let's get started. I'm using my all-time favorite pie crust recipe. I just doubled it for 2 discs because I need one for the bottom and one for the lattice on top. You can click up here for the full how-to video, all the ins and outs, everything you need to know. I also have that full recipe in the blog post as well, so you can click on that in the description below. It's basically 300 grams of all-purpose flour, a 1/4 cup of sugar or 50 grams into the bowl of your food processor, along with a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Whiz it up, and then you add in 1 cup of unsalted butter at room temperature. That's 226 grams if you're counting. Whiz, 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 and then you're gonna add in 1/4 cup of ice water in a drizzle, along with 2 tablespoons of vodka. Don't worry, it'll burn off. Whiz it a couple times until you get a rough, shaggy dough. Pop it onto a pastry mat, work it over just 3 or 4 times, and then you're gonna have your disc that you can wrap in plastic and chill. It is that easy. Okay, this needs to go back into the fridge so it's nice and cold while we work on our filling. In you go. To make the apple pie filling for your apple pie, you can do 2 things. You can make it, pop it into that pastry, or you can make it, cook it all the way down, and save it for later. This is delicious on any number of desserts, eaten by the spoonful, topping for ice cream, you name it. Let me know in the comments what you put apple pie filling on. Really tasty. Just gotta put that out there. Okay, to make our apple pie filling, we need 3 pounds of apples that you love. Personally, I like Honeycrisp apples, but they're like super expensive. So you could use like your favorite Gala apple, your favorite whatever you want, as long as it is not Red Delicious, because those are the most disgusting fruit I have ever seen in my life. All right, back to business. 3 pounds of apples. We need to peel them, get the flesh off, and chop them up. So let's get started. If you have children with clean hands, this is a perfect activity for them as long as they don't cut themselves. Keep these in a bowl while we peel. This amount of filling will make a regular 9-inch pie. If you have a deep dish pie or maybe a 10-incher, go ahead and add in an extra 50%. Or you could even double it and have a little bit of apple pie filling for later.
Okay, I'm going to stop that video for a second, but I'm not going to quite leave it. Now, first of all, of course, not watching these videos ahead of time, I have no idea what they're going to be about. I'm watching them at the exact same time you are. And if I heard him right, he said he added vodka. Now, I've never heard of putting vodka in any type of pie like that, especially an apple pie, but I guess to each his own, okay? And that's just to show you there's so many variants. Now, of course, there are probably tons of videos that we can go through in apple pies, and we could probably just spend hours watching them, which, of course, we are not going to do. However, the reason why I wanted to stop the video was for a couple reasons. A, I want to keep you guys in suspense, number one. But number two, there's a couple elements that I want to talk about that's on every video on YouTube. And this doesn't matter if you're watching it on your computer or smartphone or tablet or streaming service, streaming box, whatever. First of all, one item that comes up is notifications, okay? So say there's a content creator and you watched a video of theirs and you really want to be notified automatically every time that person posts a video. You can hit the notifications button and that will notify you in your YouTube app or on the website every time you come on that, hey, this person posted a new video. And of course, you can go check it out right away. Also, you have the option of, and it should be down here, hopefully.
Next left pair, mute left scroll subtitles / settings to exit full screen. Like this video, dislike this video, like this video along with 16,000.
Like this video, okay? So for those that are familiar with Facebook and other forms of social media, not only is YouTube a streaming service, as you already have figured out, and I probably said that 1,000 times already, it's also a form of social media. So if there's a video that you like, not only can you click on notifications to be notified every time there's a new video that's put up by that creator, you can also hit the like button if you really liked it, and it will show you videos that are similar in nature. Likewise, if you found the video boring, tasteless, inappropriate, whatever you say, whatever you wish to say.
Join the meeting.
You can hit the
dislike this video along with 490 other people toggle button.
The dislike video, the dislike button, and that will no longer show you videos based on this person or based on this content creator. Now, apparently, it also said there were 490 people that also disliked this video. I'm going to go back to the like video.
Like this video along with 16,563 other people toggle button.
Wow. So 16,563 people liked this video versus 490 people that disliked that video. So apparently this guy must be well liked because the numbers obviously speak for themselves. Under 500, just under 500 for dislike, and well over 16,000 for a like video.
Dislike share button.
You can also share the video. And I do this a lot of times on my phone. So if there's a video that I'm watching and I want to share this with people or share this on other social media services such as Facebook, Twitter, things of that nature, I have the option to do that. Now, I'm not going to hit share here, but it gives you an opportunity. If I were doing this, say, on my if I were doing this here on my computer, I would have the option to email this video. I believe I could post it on Facebook if I'm signed into Facebook, Twitter, and other things of that nature. Like I said, if I were doing this on my phone or on my iPhone, which I'm commonly on, I actually can text a link to that video to people as well.
More actions button. Subscribe to Preppy Kitchen. 1.37M subscribers button.
Okay, and that's what I'm looking for. Subscribe. So say I really like this creator, okay? I really like this guy and I want to subscribe to his channel, which I'm not going to do. There's a subscribe button, okay? And of course, there's no charge for subscribing to channels. So you think, oh, a subscription charges you. Well, not in YouTube's world, by the way, just to let you know. The only type of charges you would ever incur is if you choose to pay for a YouTube premium account. Okay, but I don't want that to get that confused with subscribing to a channel. You can you can subscribe to as many channels as you wish for no additional charge. And it said the number of people here.
Show more. Subscribe to Preppy Kitchen. 1.37M subscribers button.
It has 1.37 million subscribers. So this guy is pretty popular. So he's got tons and tons of people who subscribe to his channel. 1.37 million, it says. So he actually must be really popular, and he must have a ton of videos. So if we subscribe to his channel, all of a sudden I would get a list of other videos that this same guy has put out. Or if he's chosen to use other people in his videos, it would show the same videos from his channel as well. So you also have the option of commenting on a video.
Show more button, sort comments button, collapse menu.
Here we go, sort comments. And this is actually very similar for those who use Facebook and other forms of social media, where you can talk about a video with other people who have watched this video. You can say, hey, you did a great job, or listen, you could have done this better. And let's see if we can go down and just read a few of these comments.
Jason Goldfield graphic. Cancel button. Comment button on a link graphic in by Preppy Kitchen. Link Preppy Kitchen. Link 11 months ago. Hi everyone. I had a bad brain moment and said room temperature butter for the crust, but of course it should be cold. The card is correct. I really hope you get a chance to make this recipe. Like this comment along with 548 other people. Toggle button.
Okay. So he posted a comment, looks like 11 months ago. I don't know if that's his latest comment or not. I personally, myself, don't really mess with comments on videos and all that. I just go on to watch the video. I don't usually mess with the liking. Sometimes I'll hit the like button. I hardly ever myself go into the comments like we are in right now and comment on a video and have people comment back to my comment and things like that.
548. Dislike this comment, reply button, action menu button, view 20, link graphic William Waters, link William Waters, link 4 months ago. It's taken me 3 days and I'm almost ready to put this fab looking pie in the oven. Day 1 make the pastry, day 2 make filling, day 3 roll out and assemble. I'm very old, 85 years, so I take everything in slow stages. Oh boy, I am looking forward to this. I did think a quarter-inch pastry was a bit thick. Here, in the UK, a pie is praised if the pastry is thin, but hey, let's go the USA way.
And these are real-time comments from real people. So none of these are pre-written as far as like people who are paid to whatever. So these are people like just like yourself and myself who have actually gone through and watched these videos and try to make these recipes, and we can comment on them as well. So, and you can have a lot of fun with the comments. So I'm going to kind of go back for a second.
Back.
I'm going to go
Left
back.
parent 288, right parent recipe for homemade apple pie.
And let's see. I'm going to go back one more time. Okay.
Left parent 208, guide talk visited, link YouTube, skip nav search, Jason Goldfield at the south floor, search button, create button, YouTube apps button, notification 9 plus, account profile main region, search filter showing results for, link Jason Goldfield at the south floor of the fair. Back.
We'll go back. Okay. Actually, all right. The next thing I want to talk about just really briefly, and this is something just to kind of give you guys a perspective on something. And I mentioned this a few minutes ago. certain people who create content on YouTube actually depend on YouTube for their income. In fact, there are a couple creators that I watch who actually have named making videos on YouTube their full-time job. Yes, I said that correct. By you making videos, you can make money on YouTube. Now, of course, in order to do that, you would need several things to come together. A, you would have to get some not really super fancy recording equipment or high-end machinery, things of that nature, but you're going to need something more than your basic smartphone camera. Okay, so you're going to need a nice camcorder, video camera, rather, or a GoPro, you know, something that you can strap to yourself so you can do videos hands-free. A lot of professional YouTube content creators, they actually set up special lighting so they can show off certain elements of their video. Of course, to someone like me, this doesn't really matter. However, you know, to the sighted person, of course, visual elements are everything. So, you know, for some sighted people, that's quite understandable. And as more and more people like and subscribe and hit notify on your video, your views go up and up and up and up. And believe me, YouTube keeps track of that, okay? And if you get to a certain amount of views, it's not the certain amount of subscribers for your channel, but if you get to a certain amount of views, YouTube will actually reward you with money. Because keep in mind, they're making money off of a couple different ways. They're making money off of their subscriptions, the YouTube Premium package that I pay for. So I pay for that every month, so they're making money off of that. They're making money off of advertising for those who don't wish to pay for YouTube Premium, and that's okay. You know, advertisers, big companies are actually paying YouTube to advertise and make you watch their ads either in the middle of the video or right before it or whatever. So they're making money that way. So they have a lot of different revenue generating type of avenues for YouTube to make money. So to reward those creators who actually make halfway decent and actually professional looking videos, they actually reward them with money. So I've heard of people who have made videos and they say they used to have full-time jobs and now they're full-time creators on YouTube making hundreds of dollars a month. So now you have to obviously really build your video base. You have to really build your channel. You just don't start getting paid within a week of making YouTube videos. So what I want to do is, since we were talking about making money with YouTube, I want to see if I could pull up just for you for a few minutes, and then I think we're gonna get to some questions and some answers after that, depending on time here, which I think we're doing pretty good on. I want to pull up what they call YouTube original content. And these are videos that you will only see if you subscribe to YouTube Premium. Okay? So what I'm going to do this.
Search edit combo. Jason enter. Toggle end.
Let me get rid of what's in here.
Blank blank.
Original.
ORIGINL space.
YouTube.
YOUTUBE space.
video content.
video space content.
And we're going
Enter.
to see if it will give us some
Left parent
premium content, it's called, which I get access to.
72 YouTube video ideas that will blow up your channel by Kasi K. Form 100 plus YouTube video ideas that will go viral and grow your channel in 2020. Left parent how to make a YouTube video. Left parent beginner's tutorial. Right parent I think media 1 year ago 14 minutes 46 seconds 800.
Oh, okay. Let's actually watch a few minutes of this. And we were talking about this a few minutes ago, how to make your own YouTube videos. And we'll just watch a few minutes of this.
Enter. How to make a YouTube video. Left parent
When
beginner's
you're getting
tutorial.
started in video, it can be frustrating because there's a lot to learn when it comes to the camera settings and what gear do you need. So in this video, I'm going to be going through step by step how to create a YouTube video with the gear that I'm using, the exact settings on this Canon M50, but it'll be relevant for any kind of DSLR or mirrorless camera that you're using, and then ultimately how to edit and put it all together coming up. Hey, what's up? Sean Cannell here, and this is Think Media, bringing you the best tips and tools for building your influence with online video. And on this channel, we do a lot of tech gear reviews as well as strategy videos on how to build your influence with social media. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. But hey, we're starting a 4-part series where we're going to be going through how to shoot a great YouTube video with a DSLR or a mirrorless camera like the Canon M50 or the SL2. I'm going to be talking about how to shoot thumbnails and go from shooting the photos to editing them, then how to edit the video and then also upload it. So we're going to take you concept to completion of creating YouTube content. So let's just dive into it right now with the gear we're going to use to create this video. So for the first part, let's get started with the exact gear we're using. And actually, we just put together a brand new guide that you can grab at thinkgearguide.com, where we'll list out everything. I'll link to that in the description. But our main camera for this shoot is the Canon M50. And the reason I love this camera is because at around $600 with the kit lens, it's really the best all-around camera for YouTube, in my opinion, still. I mean, with the flip screen and the mic input, and we'll talk about some of those things. But in the gear guide, we cover all types of different cameras for different budgets, so definitely check that out. But for the gear we're using, we've got the camera. The main lens I'm going to be using for the video I'm creating for my other channel, Sean Thinks, is the 11 to 22 lens because it's wide, really good for small and tight shots to get a really wide shot and good for vlogging. Using a Tascar shotgun mic right on top here. A little bit later in the shoot, we'll use this Boya mic. And then I also have the kit lens. We're not really going to be using that today, but we are going to be using our 22mm pancake lens a little bit later on for a nice crispy shot with a blurry background. And then finally, I've got a K&F Concept tripod here that I'm going to be using because I'm going to be creating this video as a solo creator, like many of us are in the Think community, right? And so this is the full kit. I've got an SD card in there, and all together, you could pick all this up for a little bit under $1,000. You don't need all of this to get started, but these are sort of like the ultimate kit, I think, to create some killer YouTube videos. So we're gonna start in just a second, but now let's talk about the settings before we start shooting. All right, now go ahead and grab your camera, no matter what camera you have to follow along, but if you've got your M50, grab it. And normally when you'd get started shooting video, you'd probably pick video mode on the top of the camera, and that's a great way to start. When you do that, you can actually go into that video mode and you can put it on auto exposure. If you want the fastest way to get your camera set up and running, auto exposure is going to be auto everything. It might not look the best in some motion in some situations, but it's really nice. Now you could also do manual, and we love manual, and if you want every single detail to be adjusted, that's a great option too. But we've kind of figured out a hybrid mode for a simple way to do auto, and we'll show you what that is. So we're actually going to start with TV on the top, which is shutter priority. And you can look that up for your camera. When it's in shutter priority, that allows us to prioritize what will make the video look the best. So let's talk about it.
Back.
All right.
Left pair. Visit heading level 3 link how to make a YouTube.
Just wanted to kind of give you guys an idea of a video on how people start making their own YouTube videos. Now, obviously, the equipment that that gentleman was talking about is actually for more professionally created content. But as I said before, really, and all you really need in order to create YouTube videos is your smartphone. Now, he's talking about investing into these special cameras and special lenses and special tripods. And yes, that can all be done. And that's if you are really a serious content creator. So you have many different options, which is really, really good. Unfortunately, my results, the result that I typed in, or the search I typed in rather, excuse me, isn't really giving me what I want. But what I was hoping it would really pull up, and you can definitely play with this yourself for those who have a premium account, is you can see the type of videos that you get if you have a premium account. They're just really well made. They're almost theater-like quality. Not quite though, you know, but they're really professionally made, really high-end equipment with good acting and the whole 9 yards. So, and there's just so many other type of things that we could search for. You can search, now we've been typing in the edit box, okay, for specific types of videos or ideas of videos, but you can search by category. They have a whole list of categories. So if you're looking, if you want to watch videos on cars, there's a cars category. There's a building homes category. There's actually a category on any type of topic or subject that you could even think possible. Carolyn, our director, actually shared a story, and she said that her son had to fix something on his car. Something was wrong with his car, and he couldn't afford to take it to a mechanic. So he went on YouTube and found a video on how to fix that problem with his car, and he had to watch it, and he actually fixed the problem himself. Someone else is going through ripping up carpeting in their house, taking up old carpeting. So there's YouTube videos on how to take out old carpeting in your house. I mean, the topics are endless. Some of the other things you can look for that we haven't looked for today, and we would go on and on and on, and I want to allow time for your guys' questions, comments, and anything else you may have to say, is you can watch full-length music videos as well. So if you type in the name of a song or an artist, it's going to show you music videos based on that artist. Or if you type in the name of a specific song, you can type in that as well. So you can watch videos on YouTube that are anywhere from the entertaining to the funny to the serious to the emotional to the how to do this to anything, just anything in between. And I really, you could spend hours on YouTube. I will be quite honest. This is really what I do a lot with my free time. A lot of people, they like to read books on Bard, for those who are Bard readers or talking books. I love to watch YouTube videos. So that's really my pastime. That's really one of my hobbies. And I find it very, very, very entertaining. So with that being said,
title is left parent 288, right parent original YouTube. Alt F4 desktop folder view list meeting controls. Alt S.
Oops. Okay. All right. We're going to. Okay. Okay. It did stop my screen share. Okay. It didn't. My JAWS didn't say that. Sorry. All right. So I stopped the screen share. So we have officially closed YouTube. And that should no longer be on your screen. So with that being said, okay, we're at a good time. With that being said, what I would like to do now is open up the floor for questions and answers. So we're going to do this through and Dixie, you're still there, right?
Yeah, you have
Okay.
a question already.
Okay, cool. All right, awesome. And we'll get to the person who's already raising their hand. We're going to do this with the raise your hand method. I want to kind of go over that really quick. Some of you, somebody's already familiar with that idea, which is great. For those who are not familiar, let's just go over that. If you are using your telephone, if you've called in over the telephone, you would do *9. Okay, *9 will raise your hand. Dixie will see you, and we will send a request for you to unmute. If you're muted, you may have to hit *6 to unmute yourself for you to be heard. We cannot unmute you automatically, so we can send a request for you to unmute. That's hit *6. If you're on the computer, if you're on the Windows computer, Alt-Y will invoke the raise your hand command. And again, we'll send a signal. You'll get a message all pop up that will say, we'd like for that the moderator or the host would like for you to unmute. And you just hit the unmute button. Again, we can't do it automatically. If you're on the Mac computer, you do Command-Y, and the same similar fashion will happen. And if you're on an iPhone, you go under the more option on the bottom right, and there is a raise your hand command there as well. So we will get to that as well. So with that being said, Dixie, you said there's already a question?
Yeah, Debbie Downey.
Okay, Debbie. And could you send this signal to unmute her? Or request
Yes,
to
I have.
unmute her? Okay. Debbie, you there?
Okay. Am I unmuted?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Hey, Jason, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a couple years since the
Yeah,
last
really,
convention.
yeah.
Couple weeks ago, I'm on the IRA email list, of course, and I received an email that they were going to have one of their events on YouTube, and they gave the link for it and so forth. And I was able to watch it there. I don't have an account. Is there any benefit? I mean, is there benefits to having a free account or any kind of account, or can you just go in there and watch stuff without having to create one?
Actually, that's a really good question, and thanks so much for asking that. No, you do not need an account at all, okay? And I probably should have mentioned this, and that's actually an awesome question. No, you do not need to create an account in order to watch any YouTube video. You just might be subjected to advertising, and you will not be able to subscribe to anything, really. You can create a free account, which would still give you the advertisements and all that. But at least at that point, you would be able to create subscriptions and like videos and start building your feed that way.
That was going to be my next question, because I did hit the subscribe button, but I never received any emails or anything else.
Right. And that's because you didn't have
also
it
hit
right.
the notify.
Yeah,
You
and
also
that's
hit the-
right. And that's because you didn't create an account. If you had created at least a free account, then you could have subscribed to that channel, and that would allow you to see more videos from that channel as well.
Would I then have to hit the notification button also, or do they send you an email?
No, actually,
or?
because myself, I don't want to be notified every time there's a new video from one of my channels that I watch
Too
or
many.
that I follow. Because I just find that annoying. If I want to go in there, I'm just going to find it myself. So no, the notifications is just to notify you, but it's not required for you to, get the new content as well. That's just if you want to be notified or just be told about it.
Okay.
So I hope
and
that
then
answers
if I could ask one more.
Yeah.
Is there a YouTube app, or is there one that's especially accessible with voiceover? Or is it
are you talking about on the iPhone or
on the
iPad?
iPhone?
Yeah.
On the iPhone.
No, actually, the regular YouTube app is perfectly fine. In fact, I'll just let you know, but they fixed it already. The app was really good. Okay, it was real accessible once you got used to the swiping with voiceover and whatnot. And then last week they actually came up with an update which broke a little bit of their accessibility, but because of me and probably 10,000 other blind people who contacted Google to let them know that this was not acceptable, they actually came out with another update within a week, and it has now been fixed. And everything is back to normal. You know, that's the thing. Whenever these app developers, they make changes and they think they're going to fix something, they very inadvertently break something else. They don't mean to, but they do.
So it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
what about audio description? Is there any?
Not on YouTube, right?
YouTube?
That's actually a really good question as well. No, YouTube does not have any audio described. Not on any pre-recorded YouTube videos. No.
Someone said that there was an app called You Describe It or something like that, where you could. They actually have volunteers who audio describe some YouTube videos, and you can put a request in to have one described. Do you know anything about that?
Well, no, I've never heard of that. But building on that idea, if you are you an Iris subscriber?
Yes.
Okay. So speaking to you and the rest of the Iris subscribers like myself, you can actually use TeamViewer, and I know I've had people do this. You can load TeamViewer on you if you're doing it, and you can actually have them watch the video with you and describe to you what's going on.
Will you be able to hear what they're saying as well as
Yes.
listen to the video?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for doing this. This is one of my requests for the community calls on with Cindy Hollis. So you did it before they did.
Oh, awesome. All right.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Jason.
I love being original. No, you're quite welcome. Thanks for coming.
Oh, no problem.
All
Take
right.
care. Bye.
Okay, now we have Ted.
Ted. Okay. Ted, you can unmute yourself. Ted, you there? Did you send a request for him to
Yeah.
unmute?
What's the what do you use? What the button for unmute? You have a
Is he Ted?
All day.
There you go. All right, there we
There
go.
we go.
Oh, you're on there. There you go. All day to
Yeah, I was
unmute.
on.
Thank you.
Kept
thank
telling
you.
me the host didn't like me. You can also use this.
We'll discuss that later offline. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. No.
Also, to unmute yourself when you're not muted by the host, you can press and hold the space bar, and that'll
Yes.
unmute you.
I always forget about that. Thank you so much. All right.
Hey, no worries.
All
So
right.
I can put the app on my Braille Note Touch Plus? Question mark. It's Android.
You know, are you asking can you, or are you telling me you can?
Asking.
Oh, asking. Oh. You know what? I really don't have a good answer for that because I don't have a Braille Note Plus.
Okay.
It is running. That is running. I believe that does run a version of Android.
Yes.
So essentially, yes, you should. However, without seeing it being actually done, I don't want to guarantee. But I do know that since it is running Android, and there definitely is a Android version of YouTube, then I would say in theory, yes.
I'll let you know on the 12th.
Yeah, please do. I'm really curious. I apologize. I'm not very familiar with how these apps work with Braille displays and these Braille note takers. I don't personally have one. But if that will work, that's awesome. But I
Cool.
would want
I'll let
to.
you
I
know.
would want to say yes. I would want to say yes.
Okay.
All right.
Last question. How many hits have you had for your channel?
Well, I know you probably couldn't see my video, but if you could probably see it, probably -5. No. You know what? I really don't know. I don't think it's not something I obviously advertise. It was done 5 years ago. I obviously realize my video content creating skills are a little lacking. And I have a camera person that is supposed to just take the video and not make commentary as she did, but that's what all good wives do. No. So, I really don't know. It really doesn't have that many views at all. It's probably something that doesn't come up on top results. I'll put it to you that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Yeah,
Thanks
probably
for doing
not,
this.
probably not very much at all. So, but if you want to share my video and hit like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell, as they always say.
Again?
What's that?
And create more accounts and do it again?
Yeah, create more accounts, yeah. So that was my food intake at the South Florida Fair 5 years ago, and I'm still standing. So, hey, that just proves you can eat 1,300 calories and you turn out just fine. So,
There you go.
Yeah,
that's what counts.
And I don't think that was the only thing. I don't think that was the only thing I ate that day too. So,
hopefully something was a vegetable.
Yeah, really. I think I washed it down with a Diet Coke.
Oh no, that's right. You had onions and peppers in there.
It was a Philly cheesesteak on 2 Krispy Kreme glazed donuts. By the way.
Icky.
Ah, yes. That was a culinary delight. I'll put it to you that way.
All right.
All I can say is, thank gosh the fair's only here once a year.
Yeah. All right. Hey, thanks. This was real informative. I appreciate you.
You're quite welcome. Glad you enjoyed.
All right.
Jason,
yes.
We have another person, but I want to let you know it was 31 views.
Oh, 31 views? Oh, that's pretty good. Yes. All right. Hey, I'm on my way to start making that money off of YouTube. I'm telling you. I only got about a couple million to go, so not bad.
3105.
Okay. Phone number ending in 3105. Please unmute yourself with *6. If you're dialing in on the phones, 3105 and last 4 numbers, please hit *6 to unmute. Okay. Second and last time. Going once, going twice. 3 times, please hit *6 or we're moving on. Okay. We'll come back to you if we have time. Anybody else?
I have no more questions. No
more questions. Wow. Are you guys awake out there? So, I really want to show you that while YouTube actually can be a very entertaining, it can be a very silly place to go and watch videos to give you guys a laugh and give you guys a little bit of uplift, especially with us being a lot of us being stuck at home, a lot of us being quarantined and not really going places. The more positivity that we have at this time in our lives is most important. So while there's a lot of silly things out there on YouTube that you can watch, I also do want to let you know there's a lot of serious content out there on YouTube as well. And there's one video, and I wish I could find it. I have it in my email, and it would take me, I should have had it ready to go, and I apologize. It was actually forwarded by Carolyn Lapp, and she probably sent this to other people as well. It's a YouTube video, and I don't know when it was done, I think he was either 8 or, no, I think he was 10 years old. The boy, this little boy, some singing competition. I don't know if it was American Got Talent or one of these competitions. You could tell he's blind and autistic, and he actually was singing. And his dad introduced him, and let me tell you, his voice was so uplifting. and just so riveting, you know. And he actually sang, I forget the song he actually sung. It was actually it was a religious song, not too religious, but you know, an old hymn that a lot of people have sung in church at one point or the other. And it was just so, I had to watch it twice. I just couldn't get over it. And the audience just fell in love with him. So, I mean, here's a boy, a totally blind little boy with autism and just singing his heart out. So, I mean, you find so many inspiring videos. So just when you think that you're down and depressed, you watch things like that and it just fills your heart with joy. And if you can't smile at that or get a good laugh or even shed a tear, you know, then you have no emotion. I hate to say it, but I mean, when you see videos like that, you know, type of thing.
We have Ted again.
Ted. Oh, okay. Speaking of shedding a tear, we have Ted again. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I know Ted. Ted is actually a part of our local guide dog group here in Palm Beach County. He's actually a very good guy. Just him and I rivet on each other quite a bit. I throw something at him, and he's very good at throwing it back at me. So, you know.
Yeah.
It's
a good relationship.
But we banter in good fun. You know. But no,
That's right.
Ted is actually a very good guy. So go ahead, Ted.
Yeah, I think I saw that video, and I think the song was "I Can Only Imagine."
That's it. Yes. Yeah.
And that song, sung by anyone, can be a tearjerker, but he did a very uplifting job.
Oh man, if I had it ready to go, I would show it right here. I would show it, and yes, we would watch it in its entirety. But I don't have it ready to go. I'm sorry. I should have actually done that. So you can actually go on there, and I don't know the name of the subscriber. I would type in "blind autistic boy sings I Can Only Imagine." Just type that in the search box, and that should really come up.
Was he 10 years old?
I think he was 10. Wasn't he, Ted? If you saw the same one.
Open the eyes of my heart.
Oh, that's it. Yes, open the eyes of my. Yeah, that's it. I'm sorry. Now I remember.
10-year-old autistic.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. I'm thinking. Yeah.
We have a question from Manus.
Okay, go ahead, Manus. Great video.
Thank you so much, Jason, for the presentation. Actually, I watched that video yesterday, and it was very good.
Oh, yeah.
Here's my question. And I found out that this happened to me many times, even when you were doing the presentation, and I went on YouTube myself to check out Caroline's presentation that was posted 10 years ago. I can only hear, I only have the audio, but I could not see her. And I noticed that happened on my computer a lot. I don't know if there is a setting on my computer that prevents me from viewing content, but I can hear. I can just go on any channel, I can hear the content, but I cannot see the actual videos. Is it a setting on my computer that's not working?
Is that happening on all videos?
Quite a few of them.
I'm sorry, that's all
quite a few of them, almost all of them.
Almost all of them. Yeah, I would actually, I mean, I don't know exactly where it is. I'd have to go and kind of play with the settings a little bit. But there is a settings menu, and you can go in there and change how videos look, the quality of the video, whether the display is on or off, you know, the resolution that you view it in, because you can watch it in different video quality. Now, if that video didn't have any, if it was just audio, I apologize, because I can't see the screen. So I was trying to, as we were playing videos, I was hopefully making them big enough for those who with some sight that could see. I mean, to prove it to you, you know, when I use my iPhone, I keep my screen curtain on, you know, because I don't need a screen to see. But
Yeah, when you do the
glad
screen share,
I'm
I
glad
can
you brought
see,
that up
but
because
when
I
I go on
wasn't
my
aware
own,
of
I
that.
cannot see.
Yeah. Yeah. I would go into the settings on your computer under your YouTube account and see what it says about the video resolution or video quality.
Okay, I'll do
and
that.
kind of look under there.
Mhm.
I've heard of that offhand. But in case you are having problems, and I'm so glad you brought this up, you can actually contact Google directly. And there's a couple different ways to get YouTube help. If you have on your phone the app Be My Eyes, which is a free app, by the way, and we've talked about that in other workshops, they've added a lot of what they call specialized help. And one of them is Google Help. You can actually contact a Google representative because YouTube is owned by Google now. So you can talk to them, and if you can't find the setting yourself, you can actually go on there, connect. It's free, absolutely no charge. You go on there, and you can ask them exactly what you just asked me, and I'm sure they can probably, if you can't figure it out, I'm sure they can probably just go in there and tell you exactly where it is.
I'll do that. Thank you.
But I wanted to throw that Google support, that YouTube support out there just for anybody's information. All right. Okay. Any other questions?
No.
No? No more questions? Okay.
I know that as a comment, I know that I have specifically gone on and looked how to change the fan in my laptop, and it actually showed the exact laptop that I had and how to do it. It was, it wasn't like professionally done. It was just some guy, but it was really cool that you could actually almost ask it to show you anything, and someone's got it up there on YouTube.
Oh,
No
yeah.
matter what
I
it might
mean,
be.
yeah. I mean, if you want to know how to do something, it used to be either you would have to call the company or hopefully find somebody, but no, there's a YouTube video for that. I mean, that's what I'm saying. While YouTube can be a great source of entertainment and can give you a lot of fun, it's also a great source for how-to videos and how to fix things and how to repair things and all the and anything of that nature. So I realized that some of the videos that we watched today, especially those on my feed, might be a little obscure for some people, but everybody has a different taste in video preference and what they like, excuse me, and what they don't like. And that's why there are tens of thousands of videos on YouTube. And that number just keeps growing every day. I think they said, if I heard it right, they say on average there's about 4,800 new videos added on YouTube every single day, and which is just mind-blowing. So it's not like you can go on there and say, okay, I'm going to watch every YouTube video and then won't have anything else to watch. Oh no, you will never be able to watch every single YouTube video if you even remotely tried. So,
Jason?
yes.
I keep Marilyn Lambo wants to ask a question, and I keep asking her to unmute, and I don't think she knows how. Is there some way to unmute everybody?
Well, I don't want to unmute everybody because then we're gonna have a free for all. Is she on? What's it look like? Is she on the app or whatever?
She's on a phone. Looks like.
On the telephone?
Yes.
All right. Marilyn, if you're on the telephone, *6 will unmute you. If you're on your computer, it's Alt-A. If you're on an iPad or iPhone, there's an unmute button down at the bottom towards the left-hand side.
We only have 13 minutes.
Okay, all right.
If you wanted to unmute everybody.
Well, I don't want to really go into a free-for-all because, well, we can if you want, but I just, we have to do this in an organized way somehow. So
Yeah.
if you want to go ahead, do you see the unmute everybody option? Ask all to unmute.
I don't think she's hearing us or something.
Okay. Do you see that?
Yeah, I did that, but I don't think she knows how to do it.
Oh. Okay. Well, once again, just to go over really quick, *6 on the telephone to unmute. Alt-A on your Windows computer. Command-A on the Mac computer. If you're on the iPhone or iPad, it's
Hello?
down at the bottom.
There she is.
Marilyn Womble.
Oh, Marilyn. There you go.
Okay. The reason I do know how to use Zoom and all, but it only said the head of the program could unmute me. It did not allow me to do that.
Oh, okay. Well, we're sorry about that.
But what I wanted to say is that, first of all, I'm not that informed about YouTube, but I learned a lot. But I wanted everyone to know what I feel about your presentation. You have an excellent speaking voice. You stayed very upbeat. You did a wonderful job, and it'd be interesting to hear you run other kind of training programs. So your students are very fortunate to have you. The only thing is, I've listened to JAWS real fast, but I might suggest you slow that down for the general public when you're having your meetings, your Zoom meetings. But you did a wonderful job, and I hope you do another program, and Carolyn will let me know about it.
Okay. Well, thank you, Marilyn. Really appreciate it. Yeah, well, first of all, we do these workshops about once a month. Of course, we were holding these live until March when this whole pandemic hit. And then we kind of didn't do anything for a little while, but starting a couple months ago, we started doing these workshops over Zoom. And what's great about holding these over Zoom are people like yourself who aren't in this area, because our workshops were always limited to kind of having people who actually were just here locally. Of course, we didn't ask people to really have the expense of coming down here, of coming long distance, but on Zoom, you could be anywhere,
right,
and join us, which is awesome. And that's one thing I like about having this on Zoom. As far as my jaw speaking fast, yes, I realize that after the fact. So, and in the past, by the way, I have slowed it down, so I do sincerely apologize for.
But your voice is very distinct, very easy for anyone, even with a hearing difficulty, to understand it. You do an excellent job, and just keep it up.
Well, thank you. I'm also using a brand new microphone that I just got from Amazon, which is.
I doubt if that made your voice sound like that. You just did a good job.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm using a new external microphone, which people say I sound a lot better on versus my laptop microphone. But I appreciate the comment. Really means a lot to me. I enjoy doing them.
Oh.
Thanks, Marilyn.
I've listened to a lot of people teach and all of that through the years, and I just wanted you to know you're right in there at the top.
Oh,
Keep going.
Thank you. That means a lot. Wow. All right. Awesome. Thank you.
Jason, what microphone did you buy? Because I'm looking for one.
It's a CM Tech microphone. It's just a basic USB plug and play microphone, although it says it was plug and play. Well, what that basically meant was you plug it in and you have to play around with it to get it to work. It wasn't exactly as plug and play. I think the reason why it wasn't quite as plug and play is because it saw my microphone, but it said, wait, we see this microphone, but you already are using a microphone, so we're not going to really recognize, we're going to recognize it, but we're not going to really allow you to use it automatically. And I had to do a little bit of finagling to actually get this to work. But it was like $22, $23. So pretty inexpensive, and people say I sound a lot crisper, a lot clearer on it, so which is good because that's really what I wanted.
Yeah, I use a headset because Rachel told me that I should get this headset for any boot up clubs, and it has a better mic than my laptop, and I just wearing headsets for 2 hours. You know, I'm not in the 80s anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, this is a pretty good microphone. It's really portable. It just plugs right into a USB port. There's no power cord or anything like that. And I think for my purpose, I think it was a pretty good investment. So
Very clear.
Thanks. Any other questions or comments?
Can you put me on the list for invites for these?
Well, actually, and I'm glad you brought that up. We actually have, and here's our chance to advertise, the Florida Outreach Center for the Blind has its very own mailing list. And we'd actually like for everybody to please join. Now, unfortunately, I cannot sign you up. The system will not allow that. However, in order to sign up, it's a very easy process. All you do is send a blank email to Florida Outreach Center, all one word, all lowercase, Florida Outreach Center, then the plus sign, not the word plus, but the plus sign, and then subscribe, SUBSCRIBE, and then at, which is shift on the number 2 for those folks.
Right.
For those who are not aware, groups, GROUPS.io. So Florida Outreach Center plus subscribe at groups.I, I as in India, O as in Oscar. And while it says you can send a blank message, I would recommend you just put something in the subject, because if you don't, your email program is going to yell at you and go, hey, you're saying this is a blank message. So just put a space bar or a letter. It really doesn't matter what it is. You don't have to put anything in the body and just send it. And if you spell that correctly, shortly, within a minute, you should get an email back saying that you have requested to join the Florida Outreach Center for the Blind mailing list, and we'd like for you to reply to make sure. And all you do is just hit reply. If you're on Outlook, it's Control-R, which most email clients, that's what the keyboard command is, or however you hit reply to get to your emails. You don't have to type anything and just send it the way it is. And then you'll be joined. I'll actually get a request in my email telling me that you want to join, and of course I'll accept your invitation right away, and then you will be joined to our mailing list. We post all of our announcements there. We send out articles on blindness, other activities that are going around the local area. We post about other community calls that ACB and other organizations are holding for informational purposes and things of that nature. Also, to let you know, in addition to our mailing list, which now we've had for a few months, about a month ago, we also just we found a new service for transcribing our recordings. So once I convert this recording, we use a service called Otter, and that's a service that we now have where we'll be able to take the entire content of what was recorded word for word and run it through a transcriber so we can have this in a written format, and that will also be sent to the mailing list as well. So for those, and that's great for people who have hard of hearing, people who are deaf or hard of hearing issues. You can actually read the entire content of what exactly we've done today. So we'll be, just look forward to that in the next, probably in the next couple days. Any other questions? Dixie, anybody else?
I'm all set.
Okay. Okay, so, well, it looks like we can end, but before we do, is Carolyn still there, Dixie?
Yes.
Okay. Carolyn, if you want to unmute, and if there's anything you'd like to say in closing, feel free to at this time.
Well, I would like to thank our facilitators and everyone who participated. I'd also like to encourage you to use YouTube. My 4-year-old grandson taught me how to use it. And you don't have to be an expert. There's so much out there that you can learn how to do just about anything you can think of. Last year we did our pool and I learned which tiles to pick, and this year I learned about removing baseboards and how to redo my bathroom. So there's a lot out there. I really encourage you to take advantage of it.
Okay. Well, with that, thank you so much, Carolyn. And that actually brings us to the conclusion of our workshop. I sincerely wanted to thank everybody for coming today and taking time out of their busy schedules. For those who live locally, our staff and our students who are out there, and anybody else, our guests, of course, you're always welcome to join us. And we'll be posting a follow-up on this workshop as well as the transcription, like I said. And we'll be sending out an announcement about our next workshop, which will be in about a month. So thanks so much for everybody for coming, and you all be safe. And I'm sorry?
May I lead us out in prayer?
Oh, sure. Yes, if you don't mind.
He's unmute. Okay.
Dear gracious and Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for your love and your mercy. Thank you for the opportunity to be here to learn about this technology that is available to us, and help us so that we can put it to good use and for your glory. Thank you for the knowledge that you have given to Jason and his ability to share that knowledge with us so that we can be better at what we do. Bless the center and everyone associated with the center, our employees, our instructors, volunteers, and students and board members. May we continue to move forward as we serve the community in which we live. We praise you. We love you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming. You all have a great day and be safe.
You did a great job, Jason.
Thanks. Nice job, Jason.
Thanks.
Bye.